It's Nick's.
It's next.
Good evening, I'm Reverend William. Thanks to everyone for taking part in the Quiet Energy work portion of our service. Your cooperation in creating this sacred space is greatly appreciated. Let's begin by chanting 3 ohms together. Opening prayer. Divine oneness of being, ascended masters and teachers, our own personal guides and overriding angels, thank you for coming in closely at this time. Thank you for working with us and through us as we gather here today to align our will with yours. So mote it be. Please open to the first page of your book, and we will say together the universal greeting. If this is new to you, please watch the service workers to follow along with the hand movements. I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I hear your needs. I see your beauty. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together. Please turn to the next page, and we will say together the 9 principles of spiritualism. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in all sacred texts are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Yes, I will talk about the upcoming meditation tonight. It is receiving your spiritual gifts. And for one reference about these gifts is in the Bible. In Corinthians, they talk about the gifts of the Spirit. And it speaks of the different ways that God or Spirit speaks through us or speaks to us, brings messages. Let's see, it's a message of wisdom to another, a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another, faith by the same Spirit, to another, gifts of healing, to another, miraculous powers, to another, prophecy, to another, distinguishing between spirits, to another, speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another, the interpretation of tongues, and so on. So we talk about different gifts of Spirit, and that there is some talk in the Bible of discerning between true gifts of God versus trickery of the devil and so forth. But we're not into that at Circle Light. We are into being receptive to what Spirit brings us and understanding it. So, I myself being in this community hear these all the time, and that is when Spirit speaks to people, whether it's through a dream or through an animal like a bird. A common one's a cardinal. Sometimes they don't seem like gifts. Sometimes they seem scary, for instance. I remember a long time ago, I spent a lot of time on the phone with this woman who had a Civil War soldier marching through her room. She hadn't slept in weeks or months. She was miserable, exhausted from not sleeping because the Civil War soldier was marching on her. She could hear the boots on the wooden floor. I said, well, did you ask him what he wants? She's like, what? Did you ask him what he wants? Well, no. Well, that requires stillness. If you can still yourself, not just overcome, but release the fear. The fear in this case comes from expectations. Like, I expect to not be bothered while I sleep by a Civil War soldier marching through my bedroom. Well, if you can accept that what you're experiencing has some kind of realness or reality, it may not be real physically, but it's something. Let's say for this woman, I'm pretty sure I'm not hallucinating, so I'm going to ask this guy what he wants. So that's just an example to illustrate the importance of stillness and receptivity. I believe, and a lot of people believe, that God or Spirit or some kind of, when I say Spirit, I'm encompassing all of it. From God on down to, your grandma who died and might have messages for you. So whether it's personal or it's a saint or some ascended master or straight from the source of everything, to me it's all messages from Spirit. And the main task for us is to receive and understand these messages, because I believe the messages are coming all the time. So that's going to be a main part of our meditation tonight, is slowing down our mind, getting ourselves relaxed and at ease, and getting used to receiving gifts. Now, you hear me talking in terms of messages, like people talking. What if it is something ambiguous? Like, well, that cardinal that I see what looks like the same cardinal on my windowsill every day when my alarm goes off at 6 a.m., that cardinal's out there, no matter what the weather is. I would pay attention. I might just turn my alarm off, close my eyes, and say, what are you bringing me today, Cardinal? Or you could look it up in a book of Spirit. Like the one I like is called Animal Speak. Look up, what does Cardinal represent? So, but at the beginning, the very first thing it requires is awareness, acceptance, stillness. So that's going to be a main part of what we're doing today. Do I have any other? Okay. Just look on the Facebook event to see if anybody put a question or anything up there. If you are with us virtually, you'd like a message from Spirit, request it in the comments, please. We welcome your donations to help us maintain our presence in the community. You may donate via our website, circleoflightstl.org, or through our Facebook page. Thank you for your donations. All funds received help us in our mission to seek, develop, and teach the knowledge of the relationship between humanity and spirit. Oh, speaking of donations, well, I'll do it under announcements. The crystal globe displayed here is filled with prayer and energy for healing Mother Earth and all her children. Everyone is welcome to contribute prayers for world peace and world healing. We invite you to add your energies to this sacred sharing. We will now say the prayer for spiritual healing found on the next page, after which there will be a short silence for you to softly say the names of anyone that you would like to receive extra healing this week. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Current announcements. Okay. We decided last week that Circle of Light will donate some money to help the tornado victims in North St. Louis, or wherever they are in the St. Louis area. I will make it a point within the next couple of days to look up the best resource for that. And if you'd like to donate via Circle of Light to that cause, let us know. Your question?
No,
Okay.
I want to pay certain things, certain.
Okay. So, I follow the new mayor. Her name is Kara something. I can't remember now. Anyway, the new mayor of St. Louis, I follow her on Instagram. I remember her posting some reliable resources, and I will make sure we donate to them. Other announcements. The big one is next weekend. Let me check my calendar, make sure I got this right. Yeah, next weekend, the 31st of May and the 1st of June, is Pagan Picnic. We will be there. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. Please stop by and say hi. We will have some little stones and things to give away. And then 2 weeks after that, the 14th, will be a psychic fair here at noon on Saturday, June 14th. Then we'll also have a sound, I forgot what we were calling that, a sound bath type of event coming up. I did not put that date in my calendar, but we have, it's about a month out. So the big things are Pagan Picnic next weekend, and then 2 weeks after that, our psychic fair here. So we'll see you then. Once again, we thank you for your donations. Now a prayer over the offering. Divine oneness of being that man calls God, in all of your phases and formations, thank you for filling these gifts with your divine light to maximize our potential and effectiveness, so mote it be. That brings us to the message portion of the service. Please actively listen to each message as these come from universal source via our guides. They may be tailored for the individual, but they deliver wisdom to the whole. Please address questions about messages to the message bearer after the service. To welcome each of our spirit workers, we sing together to raise the vibrations in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any one particular path. Well, I'm not going to sing up here by myself. I'm going to chant the mantra for spirit communication a few times. Feel free to join with me. Radha Soma. Wow. Jumping right in there. Okay. Radha Swami Deva Devi, Radha Swami Satnam, 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 Radha Swami Deva Devi, Radha Swami Satnam. Thank you very much. I'm Reverend William, working tonight with Sarah, Mikael, Thundercloud, Meridin, Arcturus. 2 hearts in that one. Had one online, Bonsai. Interesting. They're showing me this was like a little fad for a while where people would put a taper candle in the mouth of a bottle and let the wax drip on the bottle, and you would use different colored candles, and it would take a while because you're just letting the candle burn and drip. Now, the feeling with this is that you are staring intently at this bottle, watching the drips of wax come down. There's layers of colors. And it's not so much you're in a hurry for it to happen. It's more like you're curious how it works. Like why does it drip here and not here, and so forth. Okay. What Spirit's giving me with this is, instead of focusing on the why and the how, focus on the what. So there's a certain feeling of like anticipation or expectation of where the wax is going to drip next. Instead, sit back and observe without expectation. Just observe objectively the wax. So, right, it kind of goes with the meditation of being receptive. Release your expectations and see what comes to you in the wax. Okay, now this brings up a bigger point, whether you actually do that particular thing or not. We at Circle of Light have used, you see us every Sunday giving messages that just like come into our heads, and we tell you what we see, okay? Well, there are just innumerable oracles. And in fact, I teach a class on oracles and divination, and one of the things I teach is that anything can be an oracle. Anything can be an oracle. Anything, any object or even a person could be an oracle, could bring you a message. So this person, Bonsai, and others who see themselves doing the same thing, it's kind of like I was talking with some people this morning about epiphanies. And like, if you keep waiting for an epiphany, you're going to miss the epiphany. You're going to miss the awareness. You're going to miss the moment. Buddha didn't walk around looking for enlightenment. He had to sit and receive it. And he touched the ground so the earth could be the witness to this moment. Okay? So same for all of us. It's all about being receptive, which requires a little bit of objectivity, a little bit of being able to step back and look at this bottle with the wax dripping and just say, I'm going to release my expectations. I'm going to quit looking for a picture in the wax and let a message come to me. Now, notice the difference. I'm going to quit looking for a picture and let something come to me. Okay. Ooh, Veronica, very good. Got it. Okay, I want to give it a minute because at first it looked like you were in a prison cell. Like ancient. Okay? Not a modern prison. But like you see in a movie, it's in the basement of a castle or something. Okay? And again with the candle. It's a big white pillar candle there. And it seems, Veronica, you've been imprisoning yourself or like holding yourself hostage. You've been somehow limiting yourself. Very interesting. So it's like, here's how it comes to me, kind of like, okay, I'm going to sit in this cell and stare at this candle until I'm enlightened. The Spirit's like, well, I might be there a while. You know. It is important to go out into the world. Look, Jesus and Buddha. I don't know that much about Muhammad or any of the other prophets or saviors or whatever, but all the stories tell of a person who did service, a person who went out and did things. So that's your mission. That's, what's the right words? It's noble, or you have good intentions being in this prison cell with this candle, but you're kind of missing the point. It is an essential part of enlightenment is to serve. Huh. Interesting. Lois. They're using this funny song. There's this song that goes, I'm not even gonna, no. There's a song that goes, it's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. And just, it's a repetitive children's song, okay? Spirit, your guides, appreciate that you appreciate, that they honor this in you, that you appreciate the little things, like being excited over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So if you have in your mind or in your heart a question, or more like it's a habit that you tend to question whether you're doing the right thing, Spirit is saying, just keep doing that. That's important for people. You're serving an important role by celebrating the little things. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to stand between two worlds. Okay, the meditation. Yeah, receiving the gifts of Spirit. We invite you to create for yourself a comfortable space. If you're seated, preferably with feet on the floor, hands open and receptive. If you have a meditation practice, employ that now. Observe your breathing. Create the habit of being a good observer. You may know this, that the reason we chant the syllable Om the shortest and simplest of mantras, and the most chanted in the world, is, for the most part, specifically for perception and observation. It's a mantra of the third eye. People will say, oh, it opens my third eye. That could be true. What's probably more accurate is it helps you focus your third eye. In the same way your literal eyeball or a camera lens or many different things focus, you choose to bring into focus whatever, for instance, of the camera, distance from the lens, close up or farther away, or zooming in from a great distance. You choose your focal point. Chanting Om and practicing you develop the skill of focusing and unfocusing. Another common practice is to, with your eyes open, deliberately unfocus. When you deliberately unfocus, your body relaxes because you're not trying to see anything. So continue to give your body permission to relax. You don't have to breathe a certain way, but if you want to, if that helps, you can regulate your breathing. Otherwise, just let yourself breathe. Observe your breath. Observe your body. As you begin to relax the major muscles in your body, you will naturally notice where you hold tension. And you can consciously relax those muscles. You can consciously and willfully relax deeply. You may even release awareness of parts of your body. It may even feel like you're melting into the chair or the bed or the table or the floor. As you're relaxing your physical body and your emotional body, your heartbeat slows. The emotional tension you hold, you can release that. Because you know, deep in your awareness, if any of these things are really important, they can come back when we're done. Until then, they can leave, they can melt away. As your body relaxes, your heart is at ease, your mind slows down. You know when your mind slows down because all of existence starts in thought. When your mind slows, your body relaxes. When you choose to relax your body, you command your mind to slow. And as you practice this, you'll develop the skill of true stillness. In the East, we call this the empty mind. I know some of you are new at this, so just do your best. Knowing that your best always changes. Some days it's easier than others. Some days it's easier to go for a walk than it is to sit still. Either way, you are giving yourself a fantastic gift. You are giving yourself the opportunity to relax, to rejuvenate, to restore. Turn your attention to the center of your being. This is in the area of your heart. See here your individual light. Knowing that it is from this perspective anyway, a part of a greater light. If you continue this path and this practice, you will eventually know, not just believe or think, but know that your individual light actually contains all of existence. At the same time, it is a very minuscule part of that existence. But for now, allow that light to expand and fill your entire body. All the way out to the front and back and top to the top of your head, down through your fingertips, to the soles of your feet, and let that light expand just beyond your body, filling that area around you we call the aura. This light does not require your willpower to expand. Quite the contrary. It only requires that you recognize it and allow it to expand. Can you feel that difference inside of you? Knowing that, turn your attention to the center of your forehead. It goes by many names, commonly called the third eye, the eye of perception. With your physical eyes relaxed, we encourage you to explore the workings of this third eye, this eye of perception. Very much like someone handed you a camera and you had never seen a camera before. How does it work? What does it do? What are its limitations? What spectrums of light does it detect? What spectrums of reality does it detect? We remind you that in this world, and I'm sure you've seen this yourself, things are often not what they seem to be on the surface. You might ask, what are the limits of the aperture? That means, what field of view can I encompass in this lens? Can I focus it like a microscope to a very minuscule, tiny particle? How wide can I open it, seeing multiple layers of reality? And as I explore what's in front of me, the view, my field of view, another dimension might occur to me, and that is time. Oh, I can perceive all sorts of things here. What about the past or the future? They are just other layers of reality. Of course, this is something you could practice for a very long time, learning a lot about your third eye and different ways of seeing reality, different levels of reality in existence. But what we are here for today requires you to change your point of view and look inward. Look inward from your third eye. And allow yourself to see or ask. Ask to be shown. Ask your higher self an awareness that is higher and broader than your own. What's in here that I have not yet seen? Reveal to me my gifts or a gift. And then observe Does your higher self bring your attention to a place in your body? Does your higher self show you a picture, symbolic or literal? However it comes, you already know your job right now is to simply be a good observer. That means there's no judgment. Nothing you see is good or bad. It simply is. And remember, you can change your perspective. You can focus in. You can widen out. Keep on developing those skills of being a good observer. One who simply observes without judgment. Be curious. As you observe, you may have already noticed you have senses other than sight. The third eye is simply the center of energy that represents perception in your energetic body. In your physical body, in your brain, you receive stimulus, communication in many ways. Perhaps you hear, smell, or feel on your skin, or feel in your emotional body, feel in your heart, feel in your gut. It has been said many times, many ways, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And we are here today to demystify that a little bit. Broaden your horizon, your field of view. If, as we are here today, encourage you to open up your perception, some of you may be overwhelmed with input, like being in a crowded room with a bunch of people talking loudly. Well, as we said, you have complete command over that. You can narrow that field of view. You can choose what to let in. And that crowded room serves as a wonderful example for us right now. Perhaps in one part of the room, there are people arguing, and you have no desire to be a part of that. Just focus on a different part of the room. In fact, we encourage you to be perceptive and receptive enough to turn your attention to where you are drawn. What is Spirit bringing to me in this moment? Anytime should there arise an occasion in which you are overwhelmed or confused or scared even and want to shut it down, you can. This is your physical and energetic body. It is completely yours to command. However, we encourage you to rely on the syllable of Om. You can always come home to Om. That makes it easy to remember. You can always come home to Om. Chant the Om. To not only widen your perception, but to strengthen the muscles of that third eye, to sharpen your focus, to clean the lens thereof. You can always come home to Om. You've all done so very well. You can start bringing your attention with the knowledge you can do this on your own and with your own personal guides, of course. Start bringing your attention back to the here and now. Choose to engage your physical body. Choose to be fully present in your body and in your life. Know that you have the command over your perception in all levels of yourself. With that knowledge and expanded awareness, choose to completely be here now, in your body, in this time and place, from the top of your head, down through your body, down to your fingertips, and down through your body, to the soles of your feet. And when you are ready, please open your eyes. Closing prayer. I'm laughing because after all that, I'm like ready to give messages again.
What? Wow, I believe
Just like all tuned up and turned on, but closing prayer for now. Universal oneness of being. In all of your manifestations and mysteries. Thank you for guiding us here today. And thank you for being our guiding light as we move forward from here today on our individual and collective path. We thank you, so more to be. Thank you all for being in our circle of light. Please stand with us in unity. As we sing together, let there be peace on earth. And I guess I will just... Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
hug to the world.
Go hug each other.